All right, it's still Good Morning Anambra, and with us in the studio as a guest for the newspaper headlines is Eloka Okafor, a public affairs analyst. Eloka, you're welcome to Good Morning Anambra.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
All right, it's good to have you. Well, let's kickstart with what we have today. Let's go to our ABS website for stories there. 2019 Obaru Anglican Diocese urges INEC to provide level playing field for political parties. Building collapse claims 2 lives at Newi. Southeast traditional rulers and biannual meeting in Oka urge politicians to uphold free, fair electoral process. Anambra to introduce new vaccines for routine immunization. Anambra Assembly asked local government councils to uphold due process in financial transactions. INEC ends PVC distribution in Anambra today. Exercise holds at Nokwa, Ojoto. And that story making headlines on ABS website. Would you just start from the top? The 2019 Obaru Anglican Diocese urges INEC to provide level playing ground for political parties.
Okay, I think it's a welcome development. We continue to urge INEC, every stakeholder, and it's good that the church is also coming in to encourage INEC. So far, INEC has been doing their best. We thank God that the Senate have been able to approve their budget for the forthcoming general election. So we expect every fair play by INEC.
All right.
The PVC distribution, I want to believe that enough information was circulated to the citizens with regards to the ongoing PVC collection. And let me believe that Anambra citizens have been able to try their best to collect their PVCs. We've been on PVC thing for the past months now, because Anambra had a governorship election last November. So before then, there had been a lot of sensitization and voter information and education with regards to PVC. So I don't expect Anambra to fall our hand.
All right, let's look at the building collapse that claims 2 lives at Newi. This is not the first time this is happening in Anambra State.
I think the Physical Planning Board of Anambra State should actually step up their game, and other relevant agencies. I wouldn't understand why we should continue to experience so many building collapses. What actually is the problem? Is it that the relevant agencies that should supervise construction and erection of buildings are not doing enough? Or is it that they don't have the resources to? I don't understand. It's becoming too many. I mean, we should get to a stage that we'll avoid some of these things, because lives are being lost unnecessarily. I don't understand why. I don't really understand.
I think we should start blaming the engineers and all those people that are responsible.
It's not just about the engineers. These buildings, before they even the engineers get to site, I think they obtain approval from some agencies of the state government. This is where the building collapse should be, trying to avoid the starts from.
Yeah, they could actually get approval, but then again, we're talking about the materials used in building this building, and then again, maybe there's people who are supposed to supervise this thing and make sure that the materials used are quality materials.
That is where I have problem, because the supervisory role or regulatory role of the state agencies of government, does it just stop at approval? You just collect money from the engineers and approve their drawings and all that, and it ends there.
All right.
I really don't understand.
Let's move over to the next paper, Daily Sun. The banner headline says
2019. Sorry, I want to talk about the...
You will still talk about that.
Okay,
Let's continue. 2019. Buhari's in-law, Amosu Abe, lose out as APC submits list of candidates to INEC. We can't pay 24,000 minimum wage. Governors, they are talking there. And then underneath, government labor, as NLC and others meet in Abuja. Down there, we have waste collection. Lagos Assembly orders PSP back to work. APC Treasurer, policemen, 3 others killed in Ekiti, Lagos, and Benue. UN puts Nigeria's population at 195.9 million, about 9 million. And then the photo there, we see that's flooding, residents walking through flood in Igbomone community at Yenagoa, Bayelsa State yesterday. Well, let's start with the banner headline. Buhari's in-law Amosu and Abe losing out of the primaries.
If they are losing out, well, it's okay. It's the decision of the people. I think they are talking about losing out in the APC primaries. They did their vote, their selection or election, and they lost out. They should accept it in good faith. After all, power comes from God.
All right, so you can't pay 24,000 naira.
Yes, I am worried. What are the governors? What are they actually talking about? For Christ's sake, 24,000 naira. 24,000 naira, and they are dragging their feet over it. How much is their salary? Are they doing more work than these, civil servants? I don't really understand. I mean, 24,000 naira is too small of a money for governors to tell us that they cannot pay. When you consider the kind of lifestyle some of these governors live, and all that, I don't understand. I mean, it's not just offensive, but it's a sin. Yes.
All right, let's move over to the next paper.
Sorry, let me mention this thing. The ABS TV news that talked about local government and financial, the House ordering local government to strengthen their financial. I don't even understand the local government they're talking about, because we don't even have a local government. What we have is a transition committees there. And with that kind of pseudo arrangement, you can't expect financial propriety.
Let's go over to the next paper, Daily Times.
All right, story making the headlines. Falling standard of education. NEC directs governors to declare emergency in 36 states. Wants federal government states to allocate 15% of annual budget to education. On top of that story, Nigeria needs aggressive investment in human capacity. Others, that's coming from Broad IT, as federal government plans leaner budget of 8.6 trillion for 2019. Underneath that story, NAS suspends consideration of Electoral Act amendment. Federal courts, FCT court rather, won't tolerate frivolous adjournment of cases. That's coming from the CJ. 16 months after NHRS Governing Council suspends Yusuf indefinitely. Parties in last-minute submission of candidates list as 86 meets INEC deadline. Let's look at the big story. Falling standard of education. NEC directs governors to declare emergency in 36 states.
I wish I have details of what they mean by declaration of emergency in 36 states in the education
Okay, now
sector.
we have them saying FG state and state to allocate 15% of annual budget to education.
Yes, sometimes that is we react to situations in the country. We don't respond to them. If you push money into education, does it solve the problem of the decay? We have. What I wanted to hear from them is to outline specifics, what the emergency should entail.
Okay, maybe
it's not just allocation of
inside,
allocation of 15. If you go down, you may not go beyond allocation of that more money, because every problem we feel that the solution is to throw more money. We should be able to develop a progressive education in this country, both at state and federal levels of education. For example, somebody told me, a friend that she is actually learning fashion and designing under a Senegalese in this country, and the young man from Senegal learned fashion and designing for 12 years. He learned it for 12 years as like a skill. Can we develop such concepts? Everybody must not pass through the normal education process. Our vocational institutes and what are they actually doing? Everybody wants that word, bachelor certificate and what have you. So we are a certificate crazy country.
All right.
We should actually come up with a more progressive education.
All right, let's look at NAS suspending consideration of Electoral Act amendment.
It's becoming too funny to me. This Electoral Act, I mean, they have been moving forth and back about it. What is actually the big deal about it? I've read some of the content of this amendment, and they are good. So who is against that? Why are they for dragging? By now, I expect that they should have pushed this thing to they should have concluded the process, and begin the process of sensitizing Nigerians, on the content of this amendment. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Let's quickly look at Nigeria needs aggressive investment in human capacity. Others, as budget, as federal government plans leaner budget of 8.6 trillion for 2019.
I'm not interested in the federal government budget of 2019. Whatever is laying on fat. In 2018, how far have they gone with it? I have been able to part of the team that monitors some federal government projects within the southeast in the past few weeks. And what do you see? It's nothing to write home about, especially with respect to some of the road projects that are going, including the second Niger Bridge. So their budget, it's not, the news is no longer interesting to me. But I want to tackle the area of human capital development. It goes down, it goes back again to investment in education. No country can develop without sound human capital. It's not just possible. And unfortunately, okay, we are here dragging 24,000 minimum wage, whether governors could pay or not. And we're talking about education. What is our priority as a nation? Where do we want to be educationally, scientifically, technologically in the next 5-10 years? Before, we used to have Vision 2010. From Vision 2010, we have SSP, FSS 2020. We are not even in 2020 yet, but I'm sure we have discarded that FSS 2020. Nigeria to become one of the, among the 20 most developed economies by 2020. That is what the financial system strategy. So we've discarded it, even we've not got to 2020. And these things are driven by technology by education. So we cannot run away from it, no matter, and sorry, let me say this. It becomes more difficult to govern a people. A citizens of country becomes more difficult to govern when they are less literate. It becomes more, difficult.
All right,
yes.
So we don't really have time for. Okay, yeah, you can call us on our studio line. It's right there on your TV set. Call us and contribute on what we are talking about this morning. All right, let's go to the next paper, The Nation newspaper.
The Nation story is making the headlines. How we plan to win 2019 election by Buhari Atiku. On top of that story, Ekiti APC treasurer shot dead at supper. Fayoshi to explain $5.3 million he got from Obanikoro. Why Osun Tribunal was reconstituted. A wobbly solution to Eagle's lack of creativity, says Chuku. Tony Momo projects win for president. Atiku camp will defeat him. Government proposes 8.6 trillion budget. Security chiefs raise arms alarm. Of course, our big story was still talking about 2019 election, how we plan to win the election. But let's quickly look at Ekiti APC treasurer shot dead at supper.
The news coming from Ekiti is worrisome. I mean, this is a simple election. I don't understand why people should kill for whatever reason, for whatever misunderstanding they have politically or differences. I really don't understand. And the young people are watching. We are looking on. The tendency there is to, begin to think that that is the way to go. But really, that is not. Politics is politics. We should play politics with our brain, not with our hearts. So I will leave it there. It's a pity and it's quite unfortunate. On the plan on how they want to, win the election, both the Buhari camp and well, it's interesting. The days ahead will be very interesting because this time both camps will have to convince Nigerians and the other camps too. For Buhari, what he did in the past 3 years is going to be his campaign blueprint. We are there. We've seen what was done and what was not done with regards to what was promised. For the Atiku camp, we expect, their own promises too. So both ways is going to be quite interesting.
Okay. All right, let's look at sports there. Iwobi's solution to Eagles lacks creativity, says Chuku.
Sorry, I'm not a sports fan, so I don't really follow sports news.
But at least you should be watching our Nigerian games as a Nigerian.
Honestly, I must tell you, I don't watch.
Okay,
maybe I will start watching from now.
Good. All right, let's move over to the next paper, Guardian newspaper. The banner headline says, APC defies INEC, submits Zamfara candidates list. No going back on ban. Electoral body insists. Condemnation trails, substitution of names. Lagos Assembly rejects Visionscape firm defense contract. Gunman kills 4 persons. Police officer in Benue. Governors to declare emergency on education in states. PDP protest against dissolution of Oshunpo Tribunal. All right, let's look at the big story. APC defies INEC and submits Zamfara's candidates list.
Yes, on that Zamfara saga, if APC defies INEC, they have created a loophole. Because INEC, I remember just some few days back, issued a lot of statements with regards to what transpired in Zamfara State. Whether it's political or not, whatever, but the point is that that is the position of the election management body with regards to Zamfara. So if APC defies INEC to submit, I don't know who will accept the list. Again, assuming that somebody was compelled to, it has created an avenue to challenge whatever transpired there legally. And who knows how it might turn out, to be subsequently.
All right, still on Oshunpo, PDP protests against the dissolution of Oshunpo Tribunal.
Oshunpo Tribunal, we don't know why are they protesting. Was it dissolved by the relevant authority that should do that? And why was it even dissolved? The point is that what happened in Oshun is still strange to people like us. It's still very, very strange. But because it's a case that's already in court, we may not have the privilege to comment so much about it.
Okay. It hasn't really ended in Benue State. Gunmen kill 4 persons, police orders in Benue State.
Yes, Benue has become a sore spot in the affairs of this country. For the past how many months now, from Fulani herdsmen, now we're talking about gunmen again. Maybe they don't want to attribute it to the Fulani herdsmen. Okay. But these gunmen, they are people. Benue. I don't know what else could be done to Benue. How I wish maybe they should establish another army division in Benue. If there is not, maybe they should establish one. Or rapid response unit in Benue.
Well, that's all. I think they actually have a lot of response unit, army, and the likes. But that has still not solved it.
I don't understand. Benue has airfield there. I think a 308 or so tactical airfield is in Benue. I don't know why Benue could not be, can't be secured.
All right, let's move over to the last paper, the Punch newspaper.
All right, story making the headlines. Electricity problems can't be solved by magic. That's coming from Babatunde Fashola. NNPC extends crude for product swap until June 2019. Federal government trims budget size, proposes 8.6 trillion for 2019. 2019, disgruntled element stockpiling arms, says service chiefs. Minimum wage, we are still struggling to pay 18,000 naira, says governors. Gunmen kill APC treasurer in Ekiti State. Fraud, NHIS boss reinstated by Buhari, suspended indefinitely. Saraki hits court's warning pays Omo Agege's entitlements. Lagos hoodlums kill small J-Pron, 3 others over politicians' lajis. PDP members protest disbandment of Osun Election Tribunal. Another veteran comedian, Ajimajasan, dies at 83. NICOM suspends insurance firms' recapitalization. Now let's look at the big one. Electricity problems can be solved by
many
magic.
Problems in Nigeria. I'm interested in that statement by Fashola, and to me, it's funny. This is the man that told us that if a government can solve a problem of power within 6 months, that government is not serious. And here we are, the same person, telling us that electricity provision of power is not rocket science, as they always say. It's not too difficult. Excuse me, sorry. It is actually too difficult a thing that for 3 years, going to 4 years now, we cannot solve the basic problem of power. Now, in the first instance, I am on the side of those who protested that Fashola is not competent to head Ministry of Power. I think I understand a little workings within that ministry and these agencies. Within these 4 years or 3 years plus, what has actually been achieved in that sector? Is it that we cannot construct a power plant within 3 years? Is it that we cannot strengthen our grid, the transmission lines, the transmission grid infrastructure within 3 years? Is it that the discos cannot actually strengthen their distribution network within. What actually is the problem with power? I think time has come where we have to ask specific questions. There is this funny thing that they normally do there. They use technicalities and all this, in jargon to confuse Nigerians. But the fact remains that these things are not too difficult to be, to achieve. They're not too difficult. What we need there is that we need people who actually are committed, and people and a corruption-free environment to get this done. We can even try nuclear. If the normal hydro is no longer working for us, we can try nuclear. We can try. We have solar in the north. You have so much light over there. We can begin to think about, massive solar infrastructure.
Right. Let's look at this headline. 2019, disgruntled elements stockpiling arms, says service chiefs.
Well, I don't understand what the serviceman is talking about. If there are people stockpiling, go and bust them out. Go and bust their hideout. It's very simple. Do you need to come and tell us that people are stockpiling?
Since he knows they are stockpiling.
Yes, you know, maybe from your intelligence, you already know they have these things. And you have all the paraphernalia.
They just want to let us know, and maybe they are working on how to.
Well, I don't think they need to let us, they need to tell us. We'll be more interested in them, in hearing from them that they busted a cache of arms here or there. That will make more news.
All right. Thank you so much, Oloka Okafor, for coming to Good Morning Anambra today.
Is it time already?
It's a pleasure having you here.
Of course, when you're having fun, you don't know when time is up.
You're welcome.
It's all right. Thank you so much for being with us on the newspaper review this morning. But don't go anywhere because we're still coming back. Good Morning Anambra is still on.